Venables, of course, as you know, Chris, is out. You know, he got injured at Venables, of course, as you know, Chris, is out. You know, he got injured at Venables, of course, as you know, Chris, is out. Number 17 will come in more than likely for James Skalski. So they do not have a lot of depth, and they lose their leader of that front. So you've got your leader in Nolan Turner in the back end, and there's Kane Patterson now, who's a very athletic and very talented but very inexperienced linebacker who steps in for the glue. The guy that keeps the front seven together.
First and goal, and C.J. Stroud is in at quarterback. True freshman from California who's not thrown a pass this year. Had a big, long touchdown run in mop-up time against Michigan State. And
be surprised if he stays in more than a play based on the way. Well, maybe he is. There we go. I thought Justin Fields had a look in his eye like getting a drink of water. He wasn't going to be out very long.
No, he's showing some toughness there. I bet he's not pain-free at the moment, but he's not going to let that stop him. This is crucial now as the Buckeyes try to stretch this 7-point lead. Fields on the run, launches for the end zone, coming back, caught for a touchdown by Olave. And the Buckeyes stretch the lead, and Fields kind of limping to the sidelines, still not right, but delivered a strike.
You talk about guts. Justin Fields showing that right now. That was a big hit that he took from James Skalski. Goes out for one play, comes back in, makes a great throw to Olave. How fitting that he finds Olave for a touchdown in the corner. Very reminiscent of Mac Jones' touchdown earlier this afternoon to Devontae Smith.
We talked about how driven, how motivated Fields was. That was a statement play, Kirk. You're exactly right. Gets up, finds Olave, who eludes Sheridan Jones, and then limps to the sidelines. But it's Ohio State up by a couple of scores now as we approach halftime. In pain, but in front by 2 scores.
Look at that, sensational.
Now you see it, now you don't.
Where has that just come from? Come on, boys, come on.
Oh, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can tell you. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can tell you.
Got pet insurance? Waggle. Pet insurance that doesn't suck. Visit waggle.co.uk.
In CSR2, the race is always on. Discover over 200 racing cars to collect, restore and tune in a stunningly realistic world full of adrenaline. All you need is a smartphone or a tablet. Let your passion drive you with CSR2. Download now for free.
Right now, it's more vital than ever that we keep in touch. So at Labara, we're offering a great value SIM-only deal. 1,000 texts and 1,000 minutes to the UK. 100 extra minutes to 40 other countries, plus 2 gigs of data. All for just £5. No contract. You can change at any time. Not that you'd want to. Buy now at labara.co.uk. Labara. Stay connected.
Real love is taking the best parts of your lives and putting them together. eHarmony, here for real love.
They say time waits for no man. So why do us guys still put things off, even when they're easy to deal with? They say time waits for no man. For men to experience hair loss. At Sons, we could help you stop the clock. We deliver clinically tested hair loss treatments direct to your door, All you need to do is take our free online consultation and we'll tailor a treatment plan to your needs. Get your first month for just £17 with no contract at sons.co.uk.
It's back. Big tasty, big silence.
Co-op over 50 life insurance. Who's it for? Those little rascals full of life? The ones you brought to life? A friend for life? You see, from only £3.95 a month, we promise to pay a loved one up to £10,000 when you're gone. There's no medical questions, just guaranteed acceptance. And you get £100 Co-op food vouchers when you buy. Call us now on 0800 028 9665 or go online to find out more and get a quote. Co-op, it's what we do.
Wherever there's rugby, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Justin Fields walking to the 10 in obvious pain. The shot delivered by Skalski. He's ejected for targeting. Fields out for one play, comes right back in and fires a strike to his favorite target to go up by 14, but was still grimacing and clearly is going to have to, Kirk, fight through this apparently the rest of the game as long as he's able to go.
Yeah, I think when he threw that touchdown pass, you really saw the pain that he was dealing with when he came over to that sideline.
Blake Haubeil hasn't looked right since warm-up, so he's not kicking off this time. Dominic DiMaggio's done actually the most of the kicking off this season to Etienne, who fields the kick and then just backs out of bounds at the 5. So that is a mental mistake, and Lawrence is going to be backed up. Or did he make a fair catch? This was last year's championship game. Skalski lowers the head against Justin Jefferson. Kicked out for targeting there. That was such a bad taste in his mouth. You hate to make that your last play of the season. Here he is back in the same building and disqualified again for targeting.
And remember, because of an injury earlier this year, we've seen this defense with James Skalski. We've seen them without James Skalski. When they lost to Notre Dame in South Bend, that was without Skalski's leadership in the middle of that defense versus when they played him with Skalski in Charlotte. It was a different team.
Etienne, by the way, called fair catch, so they take over at the 25. It's Lawrence running for a first down across the 35. Maria?
Just want to update on Justin Fields. Right now, he's in the tent. Ryan Day has already gone in to check on him. Chris Olave spent about 2 minutes inside there checking in with his quarterback, and he made a beeline straight over to the bench, spent some time away from the team, really grimacing and obviously in pain from that right side.
Thanks, Maria. Meanwhile, Lawrence batted down to the line of scrimmage. Now it's Trevor's turn to respond. They got down 18 when he was out against BC. Of course, lost the game to Notre Dame. With Lawrence at quarterback, they have not trailed like this. They trailed briefly against the Hokies for like 10 snaps, Kirk, but this is new for him this year.
Yeah, he stares down his receiver here. Togiai, 72 in the middle. Good job of getting that left hand up to knock the ball down.
It's a screen. Rogers comes back, but he's dragged down behind the line by linebacker Justin Hilliard. And this Buckeye defense is playing with some swag now.
They're feeding off of what their quarterback Justin Fields did. They set this screen up to the right, and they're just kind of using that as a decoy. They come back to the left. But Ohio State, the speed of that secondary and the linebackers, Hilliard does a really good job of feeling that and showing he can make a play there against the fleet-footed Amari Rogers.
And now down 2 scores. Lawrence faces a 3rd and 13. He's 1 for 4 on 3rd down tonight. And a whistle on a false start up front. So the aggressive Buckeye defense.
False start. Offense. Number 79, 5-yard penalty.
Chris, we talked earlier about Brandon Streeter. And I think now is where you really start to think about Tony Elliott is not here to call plays. You know, this is where Brandon Streeter, who's a very talented young coach, but has been put in a position tonight with Tony Elliott testing positive for COVID to call the plays along with Dabo Sweeney and the rest of the offensive staff. But I'm not saying he can't do a good job, but it's different. Affects the continuity of what this offense has been about all year.
Big time. They're off the script now. They have to react on the fly. Powell makes a catch in traffic, spins, doesn't quite get first down yardage. Fought back near the marker, but it's fourth down. Werner and Wade combined on the stop.
Yeah, got him to third and long.
On the field. Now they'll switch it up.
Try to get him to third and long, so you just you play zone. You can keep the ball in front of you. You keep your eyes on the quarterback, then you got to keep the ball in front. You got to rally, leverage the ball, and tackle. Powell's pretty good. He's able to make Williamson miss, but the rest of the Buckeyes are there.
Those little mistakes. Jackson Carman with the false start backed him up 5 more yards and makes the difference between a conversion.
You see him grimace almost every time he's following through to throw that ball there on the sideline.
Spires gets it up in the jet stream indoors here, but it's going to bounce into the end zone. And it's a 57-yard punt, and Fields will just grit his teeth and go back on the field. 3:20 before halftime, a chance for Ohio State to build on this lead.
You know, last year in the game, Ohio State got down into the red zone in the first half and came away with 3 field goals. Been a different story this year. Ohio State's been down into that red zone 3 times, and they've come away with 3 touchdowns.
It's a Clemson defense that allows fewer than 18 points per game. Top 11 in yards gained and yards allowed. Most complete team in the country in that respect coming in. But Ohio State's offense, 4 first-half touchdowns. Sermon running into a crowded box. Now he bounces to the outside. A tough run. And another big gain on first down. Goodrich tackled him eventually.
So impressed with his effort as a runner. I mean, he has such good patience and vision. Loved him as a true freshman when he was at Oklahoma in that offense. He played along with Baker Mayfield, and we talked about how he was slow after the transfer, slow to really come on. But as he gains confidence, he really can show you what he's about. He's not just a power back. He's not just a speed back. He's got a little bit of everything, as he's shown these last 2 or 3 weeks.
Now makes another cutback. And Sermon moves the ball near the 40. Ohio State has 2 timeouts. Plenty of time getting it done on the ground.
Yeah, and that's his vision. That play's designed to go to the offensive line, to their left side, but Clemson took that away, so he's able to use that vision and cut back and go the other way.
Once again, Tigers are not really lined up at the snap, able to stop Sermon for a 3-yard gain that time. To look at Trey Sermon, he made the biggest play he's made all season as a receiver, hurdling people early in the game, and then began to run with that same ferocity we've seen the last couple of games, especially in Indy.
Already over 100 yards here in this first half, and you can see he's really feeling it in this offense. And you know, with James Skalski out, Brent Venables, a common theme for his defense has been not getting lined up. Another Buckeye player down.
Difference is against Northwestern, Kirk, he only had 60 yards at halftime. 271 in the second half, and incredibly, he had more than 200 yards before any contact at all. That's how well the guys blocked up front. Eddie George in his Heisman Trophy season had the record. Keith Byers threw a shoe against Illinois. And
I was watching that game live. Zeke, of course, is on there. He had 274 yards over in Bloomington. Eddie George in a Heisman year goes over 300 yards. That was the record right there until just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it stood for a quarter century. You thought Sermon had no chance the way it looked at halftime, and an overpowering performance by those guys up up front, Western defense. You have to earn everything you get against the Wildcats of Pat Fitzgerald. And that made that impressive. Jones is the backup for Harry Miller, who has to start at left guard tonight with the sophomore unavailable. So the depth perhaps being tested in that offensive line. He's able to walk to the field. He reached out
right where Trey Sermon was cutting back, and he's played earlier. Jones has played earlier when Ohio State had a lot of the offensive linemen out in East Lansing. He played in that game against Michigan State and actually played as well as any of the offensive linemen. Looks like they're going to bring in the true freshman, Paris Johnson, who's usually a tackle but can play guard. 77 will be in there. So you said it, Chris. Their depth being tested for both teams. For Ohio State, it said that left guard.
Fields steps up and took a brief look down field, then took a big hit from Balin Spector again. Slow to get up. Ohio State on third down. Spend a timeout.
Chris, watch Fields. Instead of doing what he's done most of tonight, he just kind of gives up on the play because of that injury, and he's just getting down. He's been a tear for this defense to have to contain with his legs. But now after that big hit, you can see he's not even trying to fight for yards. He's just trying to avoid being hit. He just went down.
Tigers and Buckeyes play. You better strap it up. It's going to be physical. It's going to be very personal. So Ohio State, they kicked off, so they'll get the football to begin the second half. And it's been Clemson is so dominant in the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. They call it the swing 8. Almost unbeatable when they dominate that 8-minute stretch. Ohio State trying to turn the tables here. They need 9 on third down. Can Sermon get it? Spins, fights. Are you kidding me? They just run on third and 9 and move the sticks out near midfield.
Boy, nice job of the right side. The center, Josh Myers, who's one of the best in the country. The right guard, Wyatt Davis, also sustaining, keeping their blocks, sustaining their blocks to allow fight for those extra yards and show that determination to get the first down for Ohio State.
Now Fields from the pocket again, took a look downfield, just checks it down, and it's Sermon in heavy traffic, able to weave his way inside the Clemson 45. Buckeyes still with 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I was going to say they had 2 timeouts. You got a veteran quarterback who's in sync with his coach, Ryan Day. These are the drills you work on, especially the 12 days leading up to a semifinal game.
Playing with tempo. Tigers barely set this time. Fields steps up, dumps it down. Sermon again has another first down inside the 40.
The safeties underneath getting tremendous depth. Looks like another injury. This time it's KJ Henry.
Sophomore defensive end appears to be in pain. Man, these games between these two teams, so hard hitting. Both teams just laying it on the line. It's only the first half. .42 yards in the 7 plays here, trying to stretch the lead. Another look at play that Henry was
Malcolm Green at the bottom. Malcolm Green at the bottom is coming to try to get pressure, and then he may have just kind of bumped into KJ Henry with his legs. See right there, they collide behind Fields.
That left knee flexing at an awkward angle, didn't it?
Yeah.
Xavier Thomas, the junior defensive end, again not available as he wasn't in Charlotte, not a COVID-related issue, so he's not there. Henry starting defensive end. And this is a Clemson defense that started 23 different guys. That's a huge number. Typically, 15 or 16 different guys will start. 23. 40 different Clemson players have started this season on both sides of the ball. 26 of them were first-time starters, second only to Air Force. So a test of this talented roster's depth, and it may be further tested as Henry is limping off very slowly.
Boy, I tell you that at halftime, not only making you're going to check all these injuries with the medical staff on both sides. That's one adjustment to see who can come back and play, but the adjustment. Both these teams known for in-game adjustments, the adjustments that they're going to try to make and learn from one another, and what teams are, what each side of the ball is trying to do to each other, and come out in this second half. It's going to make for really interesting 30 minutes of football.
You wonder, Kirk, the offensive conversation. We talked about Tony Elliott not able to be here. He also cannot assist from afar. You can't text or call. So Dabo Swinney no doubt will confer with the play caller tonight, Brandon Streeter. Cam Aiken, one of the offensive assistants who is involved in putting the game plan together, he's also not available tonight.
Yeah, he's a big part of the offensive scheme.
There's a first down run to the right side. Sermon ducks down for no gain. So you're right. Some guys would be gritting their teeth, dealing with pain at halftime, but also the wheels spinning with the brain trust, trying to figure out how to adjust for the second 30 minutes. Fields lofts it downfield way over Olave's head. Now just 27 seconds in the half. They still have the 2 timeouts, but not in field goal range at the moment. Remember, the Hawbeal has not looked right, and he has not kicked off the last time. He missed a couple games with a groin injury this year. He's reliable when healthy, but you wonder if that's in Ryan Day's head. Fields delivers a strike across the middle. It's Ruckert, and the tight end bangs down inside the 15-yard line. Tight end's a huge part of the attack tonight.
Boy, he gets this ball thrown right in front of Sanders. Watch the middle linebacker. Spector comes. It opens up, but almost. Sanders gets a hand on it, but instead it's the big fella, Ruckert, who shows that he can not only catch the ball, but he's got the skill set of a wide receiver running with the ball after the catch.
These guys have been mauling the line of scrimmage, doing the dirty work, blocking for most of this season. Ruckert had 9 catches and 3 touchdowns coming in, but he and Farrell really known for the work in the running game. Tonight, stepping up big as receivers. On first down, Sermon smacked immediately by Miles Murphy behind the line of scrimmage. Kane Patterson also filling. Man who's filling in for Skalski.
Yeah, he's made a couple plays on Sermon since he's been in there. He's getting some penetration. Got really good instincts for a young linebacker.
Ohio State will spend a timeout. They still have the 1 remaining. 15 seconds as they're down in the red zone again. Will it be Ohio State and Alabama, a rematch of the classic fight here 6 years ago? They haven't met since. Or will Lawrence get another shot at the Crimson Tide? A lot of football to be played. They came from 16 down, of course, last year. No panic on the Clemson sideline, but Ohio State trying to add to the lead here now.
Well, he's spread it around. 15 completions, 7 different receivers. Makes it tough on the defense.
From the pocket, a strike across the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Ruckert again. What a huge night for the tight ends. And for Fields. Buckeyes up 3 scores.
Chris, you're going to love
he's got to play for 30 more minutes.
And what do you say about the way your team has asserted themselves in the first half?
I mean, it's a good start, but, you know, this is a championship team we're playing. So we know no matter what happens in halftime, we're going to come in. We're going to have to play another 30 minutes. They're going to come out swinging. This drive coming out of halftime is going to be huge.
Rejected. What are the adjustments you need to make?
Well, we got to play better in the secondary, first of all. Lots of busted plays, and then we're not stopping the run game. Keeping the ball, you know, hadn't been able to stop them.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Let's go over to Tom with Dabo.
Maria, thank you very much. Dabo down 3 scores and without one of your key defensive leaders in Skowski having been ejected. What are the adjustments you need to make?
Well, we got to play better in the secondary, first of all. Heels, we got a long way to go. We got to get in here and figure out a way to stop the run. We got to clean up the miscommunications on the back end. Hopefully getting Nolan back will help us a little bit, and then find our rhythm a little bit. Some delays in getting the ball, but hey, got off to a good start. But give them credit. They dominated us this half.
Appreciate it, Dabo.
Got it.
Almost 400 yards of offense for Ohio State. They've just about doubled up Clemson in that department, and they lead it 35-14. But as Day said, a lot more football to be played here in the Superdome. The halftime report after these messages. You're watching the Allstate Sugar Bowl on ESPN.
We are Urban Jungle. We help insure renters like Tom, who has lots of stuff he loves. Tom, your stuff's worth more than you think. Isn't it worth protecting? At myurbanjungle.com, we help insure renters fast. 1, 2, 3, done. Get insured from just £5 a month. Join thousands of happy renters like Tom. Head to myurbanjungle.com now and protect the things you love.
Meet Mildred. She's one fully reclined feline. She's an itch pet. That's right, her owner uses itch flea treatment, which helps her to stay flea-free all summer long. But now winter's here, she's going to be taking that chilled-out vibe indoors. She doesn't need flea treatment, right? So it's just as important to keep your pets flea-free in winter. So long, suckers. Subscribe at itchpet.com to get monthly flea treatment delivered to your door all year long, baby.
Many of us struggle to feel confident when it comes to decisions about our finances. At ClearScore, we help you understand your credit report, improve your score, and find credit card and loan offers that are personalized to you. We lay out your options in one place, including exclusive deals. And with pre-approved offers, you stay in control, knowing where you stand before you even apply. Join 9 million people using ClearScore. Download the free app today. ClearScore, making credit work for you.
Love that feeling? So do we. As the UK's #1 breakdown service, the AA fix 8 out of 10 cars at the roadside and can get you going again in around 30 minutes of arrival. Plus, we offer unlimited call-outs. Get that feeling. Switch to AA breakdown cover from just £6 a month. Join the AA today. Text cover to 62277. That's cover to 62277.
To slay this peloton. Get a little savage with it.
Thrusters till the beat drops. You got this.
Yes to you, Claire from Brighton.
Core tight peloton.
Say it with me, I crushed the...
Lately, life has felt more and more like a movie plot. So many twists and turns, who knows what's going to happen next? With things this unpredictable, wouldn't it be nice at least to save a bit of money? With Direct Line's mileage money back, if you end up driving less than expected, you get money back from your premium. Solving your problems if you're driving, saving you money if you're not. So whatever happens next, we're on it. You won't find us on price comparison sites, so come direct for car insurance. We're on it. Direct Line.
It's just incredible.
Absolutely magnificent. Goal! Oh, yes! That is just superb!
After an eventful first half, Tigers will not have James Skalski, their middle linebacker, rejected for targeting, but now they can get their quarterback of the secondary, Nolan Turner, back, who was excluded from the first half because of target against Notre Dame. And we'll see. The Capital One rewarding performance takes a look at the toughness and grit and accuracy of Justin Fields.
Yeah, he took that hit and right came out for one play, came back, made that touch of the pain he was really in. But they weren't done. They continued to get the ball down the field. Next time they had it, find Rucker again for a touchdown to the big tight end.
4 touchdown passes, just 2 incompletions in the first half.
Keep a close eye, Chris, I was going to say, on just how he is feeling after having that break at halftime and how Nolan Turner can help this secondary out.
Trey Sermon had a big first half, and he burst forward as the Buckeyes continue to maul that Tiger defensive line. Maria.
Well, Chris, I checked in with Ryan Day, and he said that he told Justin Fields that he has to go back out and play and stay loose. Said he just got banged up. He did not have an X-ray during that halftime, and obviously he came out and was ready to play with this team in the second half.
That's good. His way out near the 50. Dominance up front.
Dominance led by Josh Myers, who kind of works to the right and then seals it back to the left against the backer, Kane Patterson. Watch 71. Work right, get up to the second level, seal it, open it up. What a hole there by the Ohio State offensive line, opening things up for Trey Sermon. 83 yards in the first half before contact for Trey Sermon.
An offensive line without the starting left guard, Harry Miller. Matthew Jones back in the game. He left briefly with an injury, but he's good to go. And Sermon, that time, spun down after a Tyler Davis again. So much before contact again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job of mixing up the play calling, but you can see he's still bringing that stiff arm. He's still showing that he's got physicality. But they get the ball to Sermon, but he is really in a rhythm and a good flow. Nice balanced attack by Ohio State.
Fields looking to throw, has plenty of time. Down the middle of the field, Olave's wide open, takes a hit, but the Buckeyes are threatening in the red zone again.
They go trips into the boundary, continues to cause confusion. Watch him work from the outside. There wasn't a safety. Mike Jones didn't go with him. So trips into the boundary. Nobody finds Olave, their most gifted receiver. He's all alone, and Fields finds him. You know, he saw him all along, working from the outside of that trips formation, and eventually comes free over the middle, and a good job of giving him a chance to get the ball early so he could protect himself before taking on that hit.
Goodrich, who delivered the hit on Olave, was slow to get up, being helped to the sidelines here, but Ohio State threatening to just blow this game wide open. They have been tough down here in the red zone. All of the frustration from a year ago when they could not cash in, couldn't stretch the lead. It cost them dearly. This is Sermon again.
Chris, that was a big emphasis in his preparation. Number one, leave no doubt as far as Ryan Day's message to his team. And the second part for this offense was the execution, the confidence that they had coming into this game with their offensive line, with the quarterback, with the backs, led by Trey Sermon, the receivers. They felt they matched up well. But when they got into the red zone after last year, where it cost them, they wanted touchdowns. And so far, they're 4 for 4, like you said.
Available with concussion against Northwestern. So Sermon, busy still. He's up to the workload. He's waited a long time to show his talents. You mentioned the injury at Oklahoma, the slow start this season. A lot of pent-up frustration is coming out in the way this man is running.
You know, he's been a beneficiary of Ryan Day, to me, mixing tempo. You know, sometimes you think of tempo and it's up-tempo, it's going fast. What we're learning about Ryan Day tonight is sometimes he is an up-tempo guy. But tonight, he's mixing up the tempo. Sometimes fast, sometimes he'll wait until there's about 8 or 10 seconds left. Then he goes to the line of scrimmage fast with Justin Fields, making it tough on Brent Venables and his defense to get their own rhythm established.
3rd and 8. Pump fake. End zone throw. And that's a mistake. And an interception by Mike Jones. Fields forced that one into traffic. And it's the first takeaway for the Tiger defense. Much needed.
Chris, I think Miles Murphy may have got his hand on this ball and affected that ball. Kind of was floating out of his hand. Watch 98, a little bit of a stunt up front, right before he throws it right there. I think on his follow through, I think he got his, see that ball kind of floating on him? I think that ball's either out of bounds or it's in the back line. Instead, the ball kind of flutters on him on that follow. Yeah, he did in fact get his hand on it, which led to eventually the interception by Jones.
First turnover tonight. Can it spark Clemson? Ryan Day talking about the importance of the opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Buckeyes marched it 63 yards for the interception. Sets up Clemson, and now beginning of the long climb for Lawrence and company. Their first possession. It's a long throw and the catch by E.J. Williams on the far side. Tom?
Chris, the #1 adjustment that Dabo Swinney wanted to make was achieved. He knew that they needed to start this half by getting a stop. Now, offensively, they need to develop some rhythm with Trevor Lawrence to find ways to build their way back into this game. Not to realize that they need a home run, but to put together successful drives and series to chip into this lead.
Wonder if they get Amari Rodgers involved, Tom. On the edge there, Rodgers held to just 27 receiving yards in the first half. It already makes an impact play.
Tigers and you go back, yeah, Chris, you go back to how this game started. The biggest concern Ohio State had was the edges of their defense, defending in space. What would they do if you got Travis Etienne or an Amari Rodgers out on the edge? And that's how Clemson moved the ball up and down the field early. Looks like Goodrich is going to go off the field, a corner from Clemson. But right here, these first couple plays, they're kind of going back to that, hitting those edges.
So they take a shot on 2nd and short. Lawrence delivers a short strike, and the catch is made by Brandon Spector, who's got a first down at midfield.
And again, if they're going to give you some of these easy throws, these underneath throws, and you got a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence who can deliver it accurately, you got to do that. By the way, I mean, he got rid of that ball pretty quickly, and he's lucky he did, because Haskell Garrett just pushed Will Putnam right into the face of Lawrence right as he got rid of that ball.
No sacks for Ohio State, but they have influenced Lawrence with pressure several times tonight. Etienne, a quiet first half running the ball. Nice forward for 8. Travis, as a receiver, had 3 catches, but just 14 rushing yards in the first half.
Yeah, he and Trevor Lawrence, we thought we'd see their legs more involved, and really didn't see a lot of that. This time Garrett slowed just a bit because he had to respect Trevor Lawrence on that read. They're reading the inside now. You know, we see Chip Kelly do that at Oregon. He was one of the first to do that. Rich Rod over at West Virginia. Instead of reading the in man, let's change it up. Read the guys in the inside. That time he's reading Haskell Garrett on the inside.
On 2nd and 2. Lawrence takes off and weaves his way near the marker. They'll spot him just outside the 40. Togiai and Borland on the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and inches, at least where they're spotting it right now. Kind of drive that could change everything for Clemson if they can find the end zone. Etienne deep in the pistol. They just need a couple inches. And Travis is going to make it down inside the 40. Tom reporting he was cramping in the first half. Really hasn't been himself. Had that big breakout game against Notre Dame. Finally over 100 yards rushing, but hasn't offered much tonight. Maria?
Guys, right now, Haskell Garrett is on the sideline for Ohio State's defense. He's pointing to his left knee and talking to the athletic training staff right now, but obviously a big part of the heart and soul of the Ohio State defense.
Picture of perseverance. The man who was shot in the face, bullet went in both cheeks as he's trying to be a good Samaritan in the offseason. Amazing. He's been playing football this season. Play action. Lawrence launches and has Powell wide open. Just shoves Wade out of the way. And is going to be spotted out down near the 10.
Cornell Powell's a guy that can make plays. See Shaun Wade losing ground, and that's what they want to try to attack. Even though Shaun Wade is talented, they feel good about Wade being soft in coverage, that Powell can beat him. And there's the accuracy and how important that is from Trevor Lawrence. Sometimes you avoid an All-American, and sometimes because of his technique, if he's losing ground like that, you want to go after him.
First and goal right from the 10. Little confusion. And the ball is batted up in the air. It's incomplete. Sevyn Banks was there. Etienne and Trevor not on the same page with the fake.
Sevyn Banks, I think, makes a good play. Keep in mind, he's 6'1", about 200 pounds, almost built like a safety. Little mix-up in the backfield there. Maybe affected Trevor Lawrence. Etienne went right. He fakes left. At least Etienne kind of looking back at him, but really nice coverage that time by Banks getting that right hand around.
Ninth play of the drive. Lawrence flips it into flat. Powell stretches for the pylon. Touchdown! And the Tigers begin to chip away. Powell beating Shaun Wade a couple times on that drive. First TD pass for Trevor.
That's a 9-play, 80-yard touchdown drive for Clemson, and a good answer to be able to come up with the interception and then put a drive together like that. Again, there's that soft coverage. We saw that really, Chris, on this entire drive. When they threw the ball, it was Ohio State soft in coverage. Clemson taking those underneath throws and then relying on their athletes to make a play after the catch. And this time Powell gets to the corner of the end zone before Proctor pushes him out.
Powell, the old man of that receiving corps. He's 23 years old. One of those fifth-year seniors who arrived at Clemson way back in 2016. Completely outplayed in the second quarter. Back to a 14-point game midway in the third. The AT&T countdown to the CFP National Championship game. Takes it to impressive performance by the Crimson Tide in Arlington. The triplets did well. Look at Najee Harris hurdling an Irish defender and just rumbling down the sideline. And then Mac Jones and Devontae Smith front center in the Heisman conversation hook up again. Irish a late touchdown, but it was the Tide emphatically stamping their ticket to the championship game at Hard Rock Stadium. Waiting the winner of this one, no doubt looking in with great interest. Now Fields and the Buckeye offense back to work. The lead has been trimmed to 14, and the kickoff must be played. It took a bounce backwards there, and Sermon there to alertly fall on it, but Fields will be backed up now inside the 10.
A little confusion on the back end here.
Well, McCall was hoping it bounced in the end zone.
Yeah.
Checked up for him.
It did check up.
And remember, that could be recovered by the Clemson team. So Sermon falls on it, but bad field position. It was the long arm of Miles Murphy getting a thumb on that pass of Fields, and then Jones intercepting it in the end zone, and all of a sudden looking to throw on first down. Fields has plenty of time. Now retreats, tries to direct his receivers, and has to just throw it away. There was nobody open. Eventually, Murphy got there to pressure him.
Chris, you're right. That's everything to do with coverage. Nice job of taking away everything downfield. Fields working through his progressions, but just nothing there. And he ends up just throwing that one away.
Murphy dropping down on the field. Wonder if the cramping will build up here. Here's how good the coverage was, Kirk. I mean, there's just nobody to throw to. Dropping back in zone and Fields a throwaway. This Clemson defense just not used to being completely manhandled up front, looking very so take the touchdown off the board and move the ball all the way back. It is a first down run.
By the way, Chris, the play by Fields, I mean, Brent Venables finally, his defense just started to kind of get a little bit of momentum, a little confidence. Third down and long. You talked about, look at the coverage downfield. They got everybody covered. There's Justin Fields checking it down. Sounds like a simple thing, but sometimes when you're trying to make a play all the time, you want to force something downfield. This is an area that he's really worked to improve. Find that check down. Don't always have to use your legs. Check it down to Trey Sermon. He can get the first down on third and long. It's exactly what they're able to do.
Malcolm Green, the freshman corner, missed that tackle. Ohio State, Kirk's already won 52 plays. Clemson's depth being tested. Remember, if you joined us late, Skalski out for targeting. Turner comes back. Goodrich
After
has
further
been knocked
review,
out.
the runner is
Comes
down
back.
at the 23-yard line. It will be 1st and 10. Please reset the game clock to 7:01, please. 7:01.
Trey, he knew he was down. He said, I'll take the touchdown if you're going to give it to me, but I know I was down. But can Ohio State, on the basis of that third down conversion, kind of get the rhythm going? They can sense that Lawrence and this Tiger offense is heating up. This thing's far from finished.
Oh, yeah, and especially the way they lost, the feeling that they had walking off of that field last year where they felt they outplayed them. They wanted everything to have another opportunity. You know that Ryan Day talked to his team at halftime. It's 0-0. And then for Clemson to start making a little bit of a run like this, big possession. As far as momentum is concerned here.
It's Mayan Williams who comes in spelling Sermon, and the first carry for the freshman from Cincinnati. Solid first down gain.
Just not used to seeing a Brent Venables defense out of sorts as far as a rhythm. Usually they're the ones that are dictating things, and they're the aggressor. I mean, they're second in the nation almost every year, first or second in tackles for a loss, top 5 every year in sacks. They play on the other side of the line of scrimmage against everybody that they play. Not tonight.
Buckeyes approaching 500 yards offense. This is Williams who makes the cutback. Big fella. He's a strong runner, about 230 pounds. Nolan Turner makes the tackle. He's waited a long time to make an impact play.
How about Williams? I mean, a little bit of wiggle. The guy's 230. He's known really for his power, but some vision. And he puts that foot in the ground, gets right around the defensive end, Reagan Upshaw, and then picks up a first down.
Reminder that Master Teague out with a concussion suffered against Northwestern. Williams only had 7 carries all year long. Kind of a modest recruit by Ohio State standards. Arrives, Kirk, as a 3-star out of Cincinnati. Now getting some touches in a very big game. First down. He's got it again. He slipped as he tried to make the cut and is stopped for no gain.
That play opened up there if he was able to keep his footing for some positive yards. Again, they slant, they angle, they twist. It creates negative plays, but it can also create positive plays for the offense. Just loses his footing.
Talking about what's uncharacteristic, Kirk. Ohio State has 10 runs of 10-plus yards tonight, just chunks on the ground. Sermon back in on 2nd and 10. 4-man rush. Fields has time. Launches downfield. It's Olave. He's got a touchdown. Ohio State. A deep strike, and the Buckeyes stretch the lead again. 56 yards. Wow.
Great patience by Justin Fields. He went all the way from the right and came all the way back to his left to find the defense out of position, and then he shows you the arm strength downfield. Olave, this play took a while. I mean, the offensive line does a good job. Look how he gets behind Nolan Turner. I don't know if they thought he could make that throw, Chris. Watch Nolan Turner, the back end of this, right at the 50-yard line, kind of working towards the middle. He takes that crossing route, opens it up for the post, and then Justin Fields shows you the arm strength and the accuracy to make that throw where he gets behind Kendrick and Turner.
That midsection might be hurting from that shot from Skalski, but he just torqued that core around, heaved it downfield. Olave, of course, who was so disappointed in the end of the game last year, making the touchdown catch. By the way, it's Wyatt Davis, All-American guard for Ohio State, who was down on the field way back at the 39. So we'll await the PAT. The lead is back to 20. Well, they take a look at Davis.
European rugby is great.
Oh my goodness! Solo brilliance!
Wherever there's rugby, we'll be there. Join us
for Heineken Cup Rugby.
In CSR2, the race is always on. Discover over 200 racing cars to collect, restore and tune in a stunningly realistic world full of adrenaline. All you need is a smartphone or a tablet. Let your passion drive you with CSR2. Download now for free.
I've been a UNICEF ambassador for 18 years, and I've been sent to some extreme humanitarian emergencies, from the Congo to Afghanistan. Believe me, the people suffering the most in all of them were the children. Today, the war in Yemen is putting over 12 million children in danger. Many children are so sick and malnourished that without food, we ask, what can we do? We have to do something. One thing we could do is search UNICEF Yemen online or text HELP to 83080 to find out how you can help. Just £5 could help provide life-saving food to feed a child for a week. I have seen UNICEF's work for myself in extreme emergencies. It saves lives and it saves childhoods. We must act now. I'm pleading with you to give from your hearts. Search UNICEF Yemen online or text HELP to 83080 and help save a child's life today.
Love that feeling? So do we. As the UK's #1 breakdown service, the AA fix 8 out of 10 cars at the roadside and can get you going again in around 30 minutes of arrival. Plus, we offer unlimited call-outs. Get that feeling. Switch to AA breakdown cover from just £6 a month. Join the AA today. Text cover to 62277. That's cover to 62277.
With a cooker tap, you'll always have 100 degrees boiling, hot, cold, filtered, chilled and sparkling water, all from one tap. Visit cooker.co.uk and get installation for just £99 and you will receive 5 CO2 cylinders equivalent to 300 litres of sparkling water for free. Go to cooker.co.uk for our sparkling offer.
It's so easy to get a great local tradesperson with mybuilder.com. Just post your job, big or small, and you'll get responses from local tradespeople, screened by MyBuilder and reviewed by previous customers. It's easy to find someone you can trust.
Let's see what we can build today. Ta-da! There you go. Wow! And up you go. Skyrocket your city in Forge of Empires. For free in the App Store and at FOE.tv.
Bissouma with an absolute corker.
Look at that, sensational.
Now you see it, now you don't.
Where has that just come from?
Come on, boys. Come on.
A year ago, wires crossed. Instead of a game-winning touchdown pass, it was an interception to clinch the Clemson victory as Olave broke the route outside. Fields threw it right at the goalpost. Turnovers there for the pick. Kirk, no wires crossed tonight so far.
No, not at all. He thought that Fields was scrambling and he broke off the route, like you said, but he has had a monster night tonight. Stays on the post all the way through, finishes the play, and scores another touchdown for Ohio State.
6 for 132 and 2. Welcome back to the fold, Chris Olave. And once again, Trevor Lawrence and the Tigers are down by 3 touchdowns. 4:55 left in the third. 5 left in the third.
Mention Nolan Turner, who go back and look at his touchdown. Mention Nolan Turner, who's Garrett Wilson rather across the middle, just enough to hesitate, just enough to be able to see that. Slows him down from getting back to the middle of the field. That opened up the post where Olave got behind. Kendrick beat him again for a touchdown, and what a throw and what patience there by Justin Fields to eventually find his man deep for a touchdown.
Buckeyes went 3 and out in their first possession, haven't punted since. 6 touchdowns and the interception to start the third quarter. Michael Dukes makes the fair catch. Here's another look at that throw. Threw it 61 yards in the air. Put everything he had, Kirk, into the throw.
With the injury that he sustained in the first half. And people want to talk about accuracy. I know Trevor Lawrence at the next level, people are excited about, and they should be. But you start to get after Trevor, there starts to be 2 or 3 or 4 different names. Justin Fields is showing people that he has what it takes to be able to be a very complete quarterback. You can see the night that he's had, 19 of 23. Looking up, Olave 6 times, 132 yards. These two guys wanted this matchup, and so far they've delivered.
Lawrence looking to throw quickly on first down. Now will scramble, has room. Pump fakes, was very near the line of scrimmage. In fact, he may have been across when the ball was thrown. A flag does come out. He could have run for a little bit, but at the last second saw Davis Allen open and made a mistake, I believe.
I think the line of scrimmage is the 25-yard line. If any part of his body at all is behind the line, he's okay to throw it. It's not just his upper body or where the ball is. I think he should be okay.
He's got such long strides. You're right, the leg was across the 25, but his torso, well, yeah, it's still right on the 25-yard line. Bill, how do you see that?
All right, now, if any part of the body is behind the line, it's a legal pass.
Right.
Replay can review that, and if the penalty stands, replay can change it to a no call.
Bill, that looked like, on that angle that we had, it looked like his body, part of his body was behind the line.
Further discussion, there is no foul. The quarterback was behind the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. First down.
That's a good job by the crew to get it together, and it didn't even have to go to replay.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, further discussion, not further review. So
yeah, you could see. I mean,
a lot quicker, Chris.
I like the further discussion. 10-yard gain to the 35. Again, Lawrence, when he's been a quarterback, the Tigers have just not trailed like this, period. So no panic from Trevor, but it's still a very different experience for this offense.
Well, the clock also is their enemy.
Lawrence delivers a strike down the middle, catch made by Allen, so he's become involved. It's the Tigers tight ends' turn to make catches now.
Yeah, that little seam route where Allen, because of his size, he's able to sneak in there behind the backer Borland in front of the safety Proctor, and great velocity on the ball there by Trevor Lawrence to give the big tight end at 6'6" a chance to make the catch and again protect himself from the hit from Proctor.
24-yard gain. Tigers looking to strike back quickly. Lawrence looking to run all the way, and he'll be dragged down behind the line of scrimmage by Togiai, and the ball's on the ground. Ohio State say it's a turnover. No signal yet. Battling in that pile.
Trevor Lawrence kind of set the ball to his side as he was going down.
Hilliard came out with it. He can't believe. Yeah. Lawrence can't believe it's a fumble.
He didn't really have any urgency to go get the football. It was almost like he just kind of set it off to the right side of his body, and the Buckeye defense started fighting for the ball. I think Haskell Garrett, 92, gets in there.
They're ripping at the ball right now.
Yeah. See, watch how Haskell Garrett smartly, wisely here picks up the ball, fights for it anyway.
Was he losing control already before the knee went down? That'll be what the replay officials look at here.
He changes the ball from the left hand. It comes out there.
Is under further review. The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense.
You're right, though. He did put his hand on the ball. Body was on the ground, put his hand on the football. And you're right, he clearly felt that was enough to maintain possession and control. There was no urgency other than that. Then they rip his hand off the top of the ball. So
I saw the ball went from the left hand to the right hand. Looked like a fumble. And let's see what Bill thinks right here.
I've got no control of the ball. That just because the hand is on the ball is not possession. It's not control. I've got this as a loose ball. It's a fumble.
So they would not consider it control even though he's got the hand on the top of the football and is on the ground.
No, that is not control.
Right there. That's what we're talking about.
Well, very wisely, just a very wise move by Haskell Garrett to reach down for that ball to keep it alive and allow the rest of the defense to rally to the ball.
Togiai and Garrett, those two studs inside, combining in the play. Togiai forced the fumble, and you see Garrett scooping it up. This is an enormous ruling here. Why is it the replay always comes into play when these two teams collide? This will be crucial. Ohio State gets the football back up 3 scores with 19 minutes remaining in this game. This will be the first turnover for the Tigers offense tonight if the call stands. If they retain possession, they've got it at the Ohio State 40.
You know, Ohio State had a 3-and-out to start the game. They had the interception to start the second half, and other than that, they put points on the board. I mean, this, as you said, Chris, this is a critical review, and if it goes, I mean, this, as you said, Chris, this is a critical review, and if it goes,
you know, once again, a long review. Remember the fumble, no fumble from a year ago? Was it a scoop and score? Was it a completed pass before Ohio State knocked the ball free and ran it for a touchdown? That call went against Ohio State, as they feel most of the big calls in this game did. There's another look. The ball is out there. Higgins makes the catch. Ohio State fought, and then the ball is scooped up and run in for a touchdown. But upon further review, they said he didn't have possession of the ball, so it was ruled incomplete and no touchdown. There's the important ruling from David Alvarez and this Big 12 crew.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands of the fumble, first down, Ohio State.
So the Buckeyes' first takeaway of the night. Togiai caused it. As you said, Haskell Garrett
reached down and kept that ball alive, and eventually the Buckeyes got it. Those two players you knew coming in would have a chance to be enforcers the way they have been all year for the Ohio State defense. You know, you lose a Chase Young, you lose some high-profile guys. People watch the Ohio State defense and say, okay, where are the first-round picks? They may not have first-round picks, but with Larry Johnson coaching them, they still have a lot of talent led by the two interior players.
Got a first-round pick at quarterback, and Fields is back at it, flipping in the far side there. Catch made by Williams, and all of a sudden, you say there's no panic on the Clemson sideline, but some serious concern. Lawrence hoping this Clemson defense can get the ball back without further damage.
I think you see Ryan Day up 21 with 3:30 or about 3:30 to go here in the third quarter. I don't think you're going to see his approach change very much. They already have a nice time of possession advantage, but I don't think they go into any kind of slowdown. I think it's the same kind of tempo.
And throw again. Catch by Smith and Jigba, knocked down immediately by Booth. No gain.
And I think Brent Venables has to start taking a few chances in coverage. He's got to tighten things up and try to see if his corners can hold up. I know it's been at times tough in coverage for them against Olave and Garrett Wilson. But
lineman giving the quarterback a pep talk, say keep the chin up. Carmen there. Buckeyes shuffle around, play clock winding down on 2nd and 10. They snap it at 4. Sermon. Heavy traffic. It'll be 3rd down and long. Niles Pinckney, the veteran, on the tackle.
At that time doing a good job of getting off of blocks. Pinckney, you also saw, it's good to see KJ Henry, who limped off earlier, but he's back out on the field, does a nice job of getting off his blocks, forcing Sermon back inside.
And Ryan Day said we've not played our best game. Only played 6 games, and it was Kirk far from a complete performance in all 3 phases in any one of those 6 games, if you'd agree.
No, it wasn't. And he would tell you that it's a disadvantage only playing 6 games because they never were able to kind of find that consistency by only playing 6.
They were fresh, but not fine-tuned at all coming in. Big pressure blitz, and they sack Fields on 3rd down. That time, Venables brought the house, and it was Brian Bresee there to knock down the quarterback, 4th down.
Well, he's lined up over the right tackle and twists all the way around. And with watch him over the right tackle, he comes all the way around and comes free because of the pressure from the safety and backers occupied Trey Sermon. So he comes free, miscommunication up front, and the big fella, Bresee, comes up. With a big sack on 3rd down.
It's Matthew Jones stepping in for the starter Miller tonight, who could not block Bresee. His 4th sack of the season. What a career he's going to have before he's done. Amari Rogers awaits the punt at the 10. Just the 2nd punt for Chrisman tonight. in the first since that opening possession. Fair catch made at the 13-yard line. Jones and Smith both really impressive. They are the favorites, say the odds makers. Lawrence got a big endorsement from Dabo Swinney after the ACC championship game. Trask performance last night in the loss to Oklahoma did not factor in. Of course, the votes were done after the conference championship games. Fields trying to stay loose over there. ETN cuts it back. He is knocked down by Warner after picking up about 8.
So the only thing that Clemson, well, I don't want to say the only thing. After the fumble, they lose time off the clock and they lose field position, which when you're down 21, under a minute to go in the third quarter is a pretty big deal.
Three pots, 20 minutes, one incredible meal. Claim your £3 trial box now. 3, 2, 1, Simply Cook.
They say time waits for no man. So why do us guys still put things off, even when they're easy to deal with? By age 35, it's common for men to experience hair loss. At Sons, we could help you stop the clock. We deliver clinically tested hair loss treatments direct to your door. All you need to do is take our free online consultation and we'll tailor a treatment plan to your needs. Get your first month for just £17 with no contract at sons.co.uk.
Discover the incredible Vibra Power Slim 2 Plus, your aid to a total body workout. Using vibration technology, it features 5 different programs plus a manual mode, so you can tailor your home exercise. Resistance bands are included to enhance your workout and change program settings, intensity and more from the handy wrist strap control. Call or log on to idealworld.tv/VibraPower and get your Vibra Power Slim 2 Plus with DVD for just $139.99 plus $5.99 postage.
Real love is lighting up her world and making moments that last forever. eHarmony, here for real love.
Ah, another rainy day. Perfect. Because you've got shoes made from wool. Yeah. That's right. You're wearing Allbirds Wool Runner-Up Mizzles, weather-repellent shoes made with soft and cozy merino wool, designed to keep your feet warm and dry no matter what the forecast throws your way. So now you've got shoes to wear in the rain. While you talk about the rain, discover the Allbirds Wool Runner-Up Mizzle. Shoes made from wool, designed for the rain.
Some climate experts say time is running out unless we seriously change our habits.
Fortune favors the frugal. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Fourth quarter coming up. College football playoff semifinal at the All-State Sugarbowl inside the Superdome with just 3,000 lucky souls to witness this stunning performance by Ohio State, up by 3 touchdowns. Justin Fields, trouble even getting on the exercise bike without grimacing. You can see he's got some extra padding there on the left side, the torso and the hip area. Meantime, it's 4th down to begin the fourth quarter. And another misfire by that Clemson offensive line. Suddenly it's 4th and 6. Does that change the decision now for Dabo Swinney?
Number 65, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Oh, my goodness. It was Matt Bockhorst that were going to go for it. And fourth and short, and now looks like the punt team is heading out there.
Yeah, just anxious on a 4th down play. He's a veteran, a junior out of Cincinnati. Just jumps the gun there on 4th and short, trying to get a head start, trying to be able to get maybe on that reach block, and just jump the gun.
Bockhorst and Carmen, both Ohio natives, extra pumped up tonight, and you're a little too anxious. So now, instead of a gamble deep in their territory, it's just the safe play, the punt by Spires, and the fair catch made by Wilson. Maria.
Well, Chris, you mentioned Justin Fields trying to get on the exercise bike. Really, he hasn't sat down much since taking that hit. He's trying to stay warm as much as possible. The one time that he stopped was to check in with his offensive line. He hit everyone's hand and said 15 more minutes. Give it all that you've got. But he's staying up, trying to stay warm, has a lot of padding on that right hip and trying to really gut out this last quarter.
He's been gutting it out. And he's not had a plate of beignets at halftime, Desmond Howard style. That is the padding you see under that jersey that was not there at the beginning of the game. But no way he's coming. I missed just one play after that big hit, by the way.
I just keep going back to the entire team's determination and focus on, people talking about him this year. They didn't deserve it. The way they lost last year, there's no way he's coming out.
Sermon breaks free, gets the corner and scoots out of bounds. Yeah, the height video ended with the rewrite the ending. That was the whole theme after last year.
How about that little shake right there on Charleston? That play, again, designed to go to the left, but you better be ready to defend the entire field with Trey Sermon. He's got tremendous vision and quickness, and he's able to cut back. If the front side's taken away, whoever has the back door better make sure that they're solid there, because he'll shake you, and then he has the acceleration to get upfield and get a lot of yards.
So rewrite the ending means close. They got 14 minutes to protect this lead. Looking to add to it. Fields down the field. Caught for a touchdown. Jamison Williams. Make it 5 touchdowns for Fields tonight. And the Buckeyes can smell it. A 45-yard strike. And Fields is delivering a performance that's going to live forever in Ohio State history. This is truly special tonight.
See Nolan Turner. Both safeties. I talked about Venables needing to roll the dice a bit and being aggressive. It means leaving those corners on islands. This time it's Sheridan Jones against the fastest receiver on the Ohio State roster, Jamison Williams. Run that Ohio State's going to keep killing clock by running the ball, and instead they see the one-on-one matchup and they take advantage of it downfield in Williams.
Justin Fields had more than enough fuel. Total determination tonight. 22 of 26, 385, 6 touchdowns. Ohio State in charge, up by 28.
Again, I talked about how Brent Venables down late like this is going to have to leave his corners on island. Safety's up, early down. You're expecting run. And instead, Ryan Day shows you how determined his team is and how much confidence he has in Justin Fields. Jamison Williams matched up one-on-one with Sheridan Jones. No safeties back to help, and they hit another big one for a touchdown.
We thought it might be the Buckeyes secondary that was vulnerable tonight. Instead, it's the Tigers who've been riddled for 385 passing yards by Fields. All those Clemson DBs have been toasted from time to time. 14 minutes to play for Trevor Lawrence to avoid his second ever career loss as a starting quarterback. The other, of course, here against LSU to end last season's quest. High throw, and Rodgers has had a very quiet night. Draws